Hi, Jane. I'm gonna do your past life reading and healing today. This is really exciting. You're number one. You're number one. You're from my store to explore getting a past life reading with me. It's especially I'm really excited about it because my spirit guides have really been introducing this into my life, and so I have to go with it. What comes, I got to go with it. And since I've been discovering healing soul fragments and healing echoes from past lives, it's really important that I not only share the past lifetime, but then also heal the soul too. Jane is, she has a fear of open water and ice. She'd like to know where this is coming from. When it comes to ice, weather wise, it's paralyzing. So definitely don't move to Canada or anything like that. Otherwise, let's see what we can find out past lives related and see what we can do to help release this. So I have it. This as a service at my store as a 30-minute past life video reading. But since I'm still kind of introducing it, if it goes, it might probably will go over 30 minutes. I'm just gonna relax and I just want to see how this plays out. Okay, so I'm kind of nervous because I see these in my rebirth journeys, and then so they just either come or they don't come. So I'm just going to specifically probably. All right, you're number one. Okay, so just like bear with me here. My spirit guides are like kind of giggling at me because I'm nervous. Okay. The only way to get better is to do it, and I know I can do this. So, okay, let's see. So they want to start here. Let's start with open water. Okay. So they're taking me into a space. I'm going downstairs on a boat that is rocking. I already get nauseous on boats and planes and all that. So like me going downstairs of a boat that's rocking is already like, oh gosh, I don't feel good about this already. So I'm in the dark space. They want me to continue walking down. They're teaching me how to do this, and they're saying to handle this much like a soul rebirth journey, but a smaller version of one. So as I'm walking down here, I'm just going to say everything that comes. I hear the word submarine, and I hear it's sort of like there's this attack of like dark ghosts that are heading right at me, but they're sort of attacking me like dark ghosts, and then they're flying above me and out of this space as I'm going down. As I go down, it's literally like covered in dark goo. This is really what I would find in a soul rebirth journey. Is a layer of space where it's contaminated with dark energy, acidic buildup. They're saying that this is related to the past life that we are exploring. This is the healing part of the experience. This is what my spirit guides are saying. So I'm gonna go down in here and see what we find. This boat or submarine, it really feels like I'm in the basement of a boat, but I heard the word submarine, but I can't see out anything. It's just very dark, and I can feel the rocking back and forth. And I'm in a dark contained space rocking back and forth like underwater. It's just still making me kind of that nauseous feeling that water makes me feel when I'm on a boat. I didn't take my Dramamine for this past life. I should have thought of that. Okay, so we're down here. They're wanting me to effectively heal this space. They're showing me what is the blossoming of a blue flower coming out of the ground, or like it's coming up and out. The energy is really strong here from this flower. I mean, it is a massive blue energy flower. And the flower petals are blue, and then it has a green stem and green leaves. And it's really blasting this entire space with this massive just energy wave. It is entirely clearing out, sucking out all of this dark goo is like instantly just sort of lifting off of the ground into the air and just evaporating. I'm seeing the space is quite cleaned up. There were even like dead bodies down here. And I could see skulls sort of after some of this tar was lifted. And now that everything is like sparkling. Like Mr. Clean just came in and did his job. They're saying I'm Mr. Clean. Okay, so now we know. So here I am with this blue flower. It is spinning. It is doing a very intense spin here, like a ballerina, and it feels really beautiful. They're wanting me to touch your entire spiritual atmosphere in this space where pain has existed, and they want me to fill it with this spinning blue flower energy. They're saying this is past life healing. I don't know what I don't have an exact answer as of yet, but I'm just going to do as my spirit guides guide me to do in order to heal this. So I'm allowing this blue spinning flower like a ballerina. It's really pretty. It's expanding energy in all directions. It's even growing it outward too. It's so pretty. All of this energy is. There's something down here. What is like a really massive, loud noise? And it was almost like a fist that was trying to grab this entire like space, and wreck it and bust it all up and then suck it on down. Like a really angry hand just came out of nowhere and just tried to smash the space. So I'm going to go to him. He's in a deep underwater space. He's quite an angry guy down here. It literally was a submarine ship that is now going down, 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 and down, to the bottom of the ocean. It's got a big blast on the side of it. It's just open. There's ghosts and stuff. There's like soul fragments in this thing. And this guy is in here, and he's standing here. Like the energy's really massive right now. It's hard to breathe even. Like it's almost like there was the terror, or this is like, I don't know how to digest what I'm experiencing right now. Shock, instantaneous shock, fear, and mass confusion, and then rush of like, basically I'm already soaking in water and inhaling it instantaneously, and then I'm just in a state of mass confusion as to what just happened. It's like, the only way I could describe it is a submarine ship that got blasted, and then it got a hole in it. It's like a bomb or a torpedo or something hit it, and then it was so instantaneous, everything, but it was instantaneous, but the mind still had the ability to process it, just enough so you could experience mass confusion, terror, a bunch of simultaneous emotions, and there was nothing that could be done to prevent. I mean, it was just going to happen. That was it. There's this massive guy here, and he's my reflection of Cryon, but I don't know for sure because, I don't want to. He was angry. Cryon's like, I just need to go see who this is. So we have a submarine ship at the bottom of the water. I'm in the ocean right now, swimming around basically. And we have this down at the bottom. This is quite a real deal. I'm going to actually be going into the submarine again and making sure all those soul fragments are healed, because every single soul that died in that accident is also enduring their own fears of water. I'm honestly I'm in such shock right now. It's almost like I got blasted from it. I gotta breathe here. So I'm gonna go over here to Cryon. At least this is what Cryon is like. So he obviously shows up all the time anymore for me. My experience of him is he's super ancient old soul. Like, let's just say he was one of the first ever born souls. Let's just to give you an idea of how old he is. I'm not saying he was one of the first born, but he's that ancient. It's just insanely ancient soul. So ancient he would have been like the creator of the universe. He's this massively ancient old soul. And so he also has this massively loving side to him, and is sort of a love and respect for all souls who explore painful experiences, specifically that. So when I see him now here, he's sort of helping to release the sort of impact this had on the soul in order to heal the soul. So it creates like a soul contract even. So you have this past lifetime, and now it created sort of a little keynote on there. So now the soul is going to endure sort of like this broken record type of thing. So maybe in like 4 or 5 lifetimes you'll endure some sort of similar thing in order for your soul to try to psychologically deal with what had happened in a lifetime where it was just so instantaneous. The soul is trying to heal from it. So it takes lifetimes of this sort of broken record for the soul to heal. So it oftentimes it refaces the same thing. It's like a similar situation, maybe, you know, something that would have a similar situation in order to heal from that. So I mean, how's the whole soul gonna heal from it? It just, I mean, you die, the body is now dead. Now the soul can't go back. So the soul's sort of stuck, right? So it has to sort of cycle out. So for crying to be here, we're sort of healing this soul contract or the soul experience or karmic band or however you want to call it. Um, they're asking if I think this has healed the karmic band. And I'm saying yes, I really do feel this. Because I'm here healing all of these soul fragments. I'm here. So I'm telling my spirit guides, if that is incorrect, they need to tell me. But from the depths of my heart, this when you explore past lifetimes is very quick. It's shocking how quickly the healing is. Quickly the healing is experienced. I myself know, I don't know, I have too many past lives. And so I myself know firsthand how relieving it is. Every time you learn about a new past lifetime, it's like a sweater just came off. It changes you. So they're showing me something new. It is sort of like a green gurgly goo. And it's like I'm in the submarine and there's some sort of green goo in here. But it's odd because I'm trying to make sense of how we're underwater while we're simultaneously not. The energy is definitely shifting here. It makes me even think of underwater plants or something. It's something oozy. I can't understand it. And the energies, it's an energy shift so they're trying to share new things with me. I'm like downloading new wisdom. For this, and so it's just gonna take a minute here. It's just a lot of energy right now. This is a huge cleanup job that we're doing. This was a massive big deal for you. They're sort of spinning all the water now into an orb. I mean, it's all just happening. It's almost like we're in an underwater space. It's just all this water is spinning into an orb, and it's just spinning. And the submarine is there too. So I'm seeing several things happening. What is sort of a submarine with this weird green goo, but then there's like a water orb as well. This has to come out of your spiritual atmosphere. This is like a soggy memory. This sort of just been bogging you down with too much water. Because you swallowed too much water, you died underwater. It's basically. So that's sort of still contained in your fear factor. So we're just drying it all up, basically. We're just drying up the entire memory. Crying is just a massive guy who's just hanging out here, I guess. While this water is just completely going away. I still don't know what the green goo means, but the water, everything is just turning into air right now. The water itself has just been spiraling so much, just like drying itself out, and so this massive orb is just going and shrinking into nothing. And so now it's just air to breathe. I'm like, I can breathe, and I'm not rocking, and there's no creepy stuff. I can breathe again. I feel great. I'm like, bring in the air, bring on the air, baby. Is how I feel right now. It's like the creepy is totally gone. I feel super awesome right now. I feel great. I'm so glad I'm doing this reading for you. This is so exciting and new for me. It is so, you're gonna feel so marvelous after this. All right. So, so it's all dried up and we're on the beach now. They wanted this submarine to it is a big ship is what it is. It has a giant hole in it. And we're on the beach now with it. And everything's just, I'm on the beach and I'm safe. And I feel great. And everything washed up to shore. And now the submarine is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's just like a toy that a kid would play with. So I just want to make sure that I'm just going to pick up this submarine and I want to hold it in my hands and fill it with love. Because I want all soul fragments that were involved in this to be healed. Me a little bit here. Everything happens so fast. I mean, it was just the whole thing was just one super echo of just bam. I mean, that's all there was to really make sense of with that was just bam, and then mass confusion, terror, and then it was all over. I mean, it really felt like there might have been 30 seconds before it was just everything sank. It was just really quick. I can breathe, and that is the feeling of joy that it brings me. Because when you're in a freak out like that, and you're trying to breathe air and you're sucking in water, it is awful. And there's no air to breathe, and you know it. That is what the feeling was. I mean, there's nothing to get that water out. You just know it. I mean, that is it. No wonder you've got this fear. So I'm just still breathing air right now, and I've got this submarine in my hands. I'm just gonna wait a minute. I just feel like I need to breathe air for a minute. And I'm like simultaneously breathing in air into you, and helping your body to digest a download that you are fine to breathe in the air. You're actually fine to fill your lungs with air, and that air is here for you. Water is a different thing, and you're breathing air. It's something about that. It was just a thing, and this is healing me. I know it's healing you. This is a massive good job I've done. Just this past life alone. But we're going to go find out about this ice past life too. I'm curious. They're asking me if I'm ready to explore the next past life. And I'm just going to hand this. I was going to hand this to. I'm actually going to do two things before I leave this. So I had this sort of broken ship. I was going to hand it to an angel, but I don't know why. I feel like I want Cryan to have this ship. He'll know what to do in order to help find relief to every soul that has endured that. So I'm just asking him to please help all the souls that have endured that. And now I'm having this angel come to you right now, Jane, and then to touch you and fill you with a new harmony and experience of refresh, renewal, and release from this past life trauma. So now that you can feel relief and healing, and now your body is able to digest a difference between what is fear of water and now what is the joy of water, and being able to breathe air is really what this is. So I'm just going to allow this energy to go through, and then I'm going to go to the next one. It's a lot of energy. It's kind of neat because it's like a mini soul rebirth journey, but it's just past lives and healing. It's kind of different for me, and it's fun. So I'm like really happy you're letting me do this for you. So let me go here. So I want to reread this again. It says, I would like to know where, okay, my fear of open waters, so we've got that. So let's see, my fear of ice. When it comes to ice, weather-wise, it's paralyzing. So that's interesting too, because ice is obviously just frozen water. So, Cryan is now here with me, and we're in a whole new space. I can't see the space because Cryan's just this massive guy. He's like this massive black solid energy guy. He wants to take me somewhere where it's really cold. He said it's gonna be so cold it's gonna burn my skin. He said, did you know that the cold can be so cold it can burn? Said, I believe it. I don't want to feel it. So he's told me I felt this before in other lifetimes. So there's something very peaceful about this snowfall. There's nothing concerning that I feel. There's even a deer that I see. I'm sort of in, there's woods here. But I'm at a clearing before the woods. But I can there's somehow a deer that I'm making eye contact with. And the deer is making eye contact with me. It's honestly like a really warm, it's cold out, snowing. But yet the feeling is so peaceful. It's sort of warm and welcoming me to enjoy it. It's very enjoyable. It's very quiet and peaceful. I'm in the wilderness. It's snowing. It's pretty. It's really pretty white snow. So I'm touching a snowflake. Just taking in the experience. And the snowflake now has become what is an piece of ice that is turning. It's like a sort of like a really pretty. If some artist could make this, I would like to own it. What is a snowflake that is turned into ice? But it's just so marvelous in the way it is suspended. It's just I can't describe how beautiful this ice flake is. And it's just doing a twirl like it would be a beautiful sun catcher, but it's made out of like a material. I don't know, it's like glass, but it's ice. It's beautiful. It's bluish gray, white, almost even some green to it. It's really pretty. I'm just mesmerized by it. I can't stop looking at it. I'm just so mesmerized by it. There's some sort of big animal that just came on the scene. It's like a massive hungry bear. Like, I didn't realize how big they are. I mean, his jaws could just open and close over my head alone. I didn't realize how big they are. So that is what has happened next. So I'm just sort of mesmerized by this ice flake, and then a massive bear just came on the scene, is like gonna eat me. So I'm just waiting right now. There's a guide coming here. There's a man. There's like a statuesque type man standing here with me. I feel like I'm a child playing in the snow or something. I don't know how I got mesmerized by the snowflakes. Something not good is about to happen. It's like a massive energy shift. Something bad is about to happen. Something really bad. This guy, this sort of spirit guy, he's a solid guy. Like, he's in a statuesque sort of way, but he's sort of in the corner of my eyesight as I'm being about to be mauled by a bear, as I'm sort of hypnotized by the snowflakes and thinking about them being like beautiful ice pieces. I want one. So pretty. So I'm just confused right now. There's the spirit guys are saying, why you're confused right now? And it's like, well, does that sound like something that would happen? Like, this is the issue I have with past life readings, is sometimes it's really hard to, it's like, that's what happened? I'm just gonna take a minute here. That is what happened. That is absolutely what happened. This is how I'm going to describe it. Basically, as a child, you were in the outdoors. I don't know, have a time frame for when this took place. It was snowy. It was beautiful outside. You're just outside all bundled up. I mean, I could have sat out there and just stared at the snow and looked at the trees and watched the animals and the deer and just been mesmerized by the wilderness like a child, like a little child. But where are the adults at here? Like, why am I just out there? This massive bear just freaking mauled my face off. That's literally what happened. And everything now is just melting. All this snow is just instantly melting, and the sun is coming out. And there's a warm hand that is picking me up and taking me into what is a motherly, chest. It's like little kids, like 2 years old or younger, like, when they get like picked up and taken to like the heartbeat in the warm mother's chest is like the most like happy feeling they could have. I mean, mom and dad both do this for a child, but this I'm seeing is female. Female is picking me up and holding me close, and I'm feeling warm. I didn't realize that I was so cold. I didn't realize that I was freezing cold, and I didn't realize until now that I'm feeling warmth on my body. I can't hardly breathe right now. They want me to stay with it. They're telling me I'm doing a good job, so it feels all spiritual, everything. I can't quite make sense because the transition between the bear in the face, seeing that spirit come to me, the horrible energy shift between sort of what I can only describe as a realization, and now I feel like a spirit going to a warm, sunny chest of like loving motherly energy, just pulling me in really warm and close and snuggling me, and I don't feel any like disconnect. I just feel that. That's how I feel right now. They asked me if I think this is healing Jane, and I say I feel healed. I feel warm. I feel love. I feel tenderness. What I felt before was also quite nice, but it was really shocking and unexpected. It's too shocking and unbelievable for my human mind. I'm gonna go in a spirit and not think about this. This the hardest part about this work is you have to disconnect your human mind, and sometimes it's very hard to do that. So I'm coming in here. I'm coming out a doorway, and I'm seeing it from an alternative perspective. And it is me coming out. I don't see anybody out here, just the snow, the snowflakes. The bear is suspended trying to maul something, what is like a snowball. It's like... I'm gonna go into this house and see what it looks like. It's almost like something... I'm not able to make out the house very well. It's kind of dark in here. It looks like nobody lives here. I can't really see the house very well. An angel's coming down from the sky. She's popping the bear. So the bear just went pop like it was a balloon. Because everything's stalled out and I'm trying to examine it from an alternative perspective. So the bear just went pop. And the sun's warming all the snow, and the snow is all melting. The house is getting overgrown with like plants and wilderness. The house is even deteriorating into the ground. The house has no value anymore. It's just being sucked into the earth even. It is completely just, it doesn't even exist anymore. This house doesn't. It's just, it just was consumed by nature and then became one with the earth again, recycled to be plant life again. They're saying you could still find this house, but you wouldn't find much more than just some stones. There's just some building materials to create a foundation. It's almost like it was, like, I don't know where to place it on the globe. I don't know where to place it on the globe. But it had like a wood, it had some wood to it, but it also had some like big stones though, is what is, I'm seeing part of a foundation has some stone work with it, but it was really quite, was made from wood too. This energy is completely shifting. There's something altering where grass is growing and everything is getting warmer. They say you need to feel the warmth, not as the cold that is so cold it burns you, but it has to do with this. It's almost like simultaneously. This is the best I can make of it. This bear thing, I don't know. Basically, there was a very bad incident that took place in a cold space. Spirit guides are saying the bear thing is correct. You were mauled by a bear and you died in a frozen wilderness. Abby won't let go of this being too unbelievable. There was another time, though, too, that they're showing me where you also have frozen to death. Where it was like you literally just froze to death and then you just became an ice cube. It was like you were trying to get through a snowy event, and you didn't make it and you just froze to death. And that was when the cold was so cold that you burnt. It's how it felt even. But even another scenario where something similar happened, but you managed to survive it, and the burning hot sensation afterwards was unbelievable. There's just three scenarios here. What is being so cold that your whole body does not have a feeling or sensations, like completely numb, but somehow when you get into a warmer environment, it's like you are burning on fire, like you're so hot you just touched the hot pan all over your body's burning to death. It's really weird how your body sort of burns and it's like freezes the nerves, and then when they come back to life they're burning or something. There was also a scenario where you were in a very cold way, and then you ended up getting very sick and dying from it as well. You were a young child at this time, and you did not survive the illness that had come on, which what they say was pneumonia. And so that you passed away. You would have been like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. So your soul has endured various different incidents with snow. This bear one is the biggest deal. That was the first one that came. It was just like you were a child that just was playing outside, and a bear came out and he ate you. I mean, does that actually happen in real life? Because that's really hard for me to believe that. But they won't let off. They keep saying that is real. And all these other scenarios. We're going to warm you properly is what we're going to do, and we're going to allow you to have balance here where you actually see snow or ice as like a beautiful thing. Ice specifically is what you say is the one that is like the most terrifying to you. So ice, we're going to work on this right now. I'm going to each one of these scenes, even the stone house. There's various different events that I'm sort of intermingling, because there was a stone house and then there was one that was like a wooden house. The wooden house was in the forest. The stone house was like on a mountainside. And this one with the child that got really sick, that really feels like that was in sort of a, you're wearing like a bed, like a, I don't know, 1800s or something, or even maybe 1700s. But a girl with long hair, and she's surrounded by family. The women are patting her head with cloths as she's sweating really bad and coughing. She's turning white as a ghost, and she also has like a bed, like a dress for bed, and it's white, just white cloth is just plain. And she's just sweating and coughing, and she's going through chills, like really cold chills. And she was outside playing, and then she got sick, and then she ended up dying from it. This is everything that is coming to me on this. This stone man is over here. I'm gonna go talk to him. He's breaking now, and he's coming out of the stone. It's just light right now coming out. There's no makeup of any shape or anything other than a beam of light coming out. This energy is really strong right now. I'm like literally overwhelmed right now. I can't even believe this is how intense the energy is. It's making me really hot all over my body. This is really like overwhelming me. I'm just gonna keep breathing through it. I'm just gonna keep breathing through it. Alright. Everything in all these pictures is showcasing warmth. What is this? The warm sun that melted everything away, and everything overgrew in the space with the bear. The bear is no longer there. There's no child there. The child was sort of like in a snowball or something, but there was also a bear interaction with it. I can't quite make sense of it. Everything's melting. And the more it melts, the better I feel inside. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm growing like a flower. It's just like I'm the flowers in the wilderness. I'm growing beyond this season of winter. And ice and cold, and freezing to death. Freezing to death and turning into an ice cube. Fear of freezing to death. It's what keeps coming. This girl's soul, she's... I can't override the energy right now. I just have to wait it out a little bit here. All the warm sun is warming every part of my body and helping me to feel like I'm growing like wilderness or like flowers. From cold, like the winter puts everything to sleep and stops things from growing. The winter melts to all this water, and now the ground is activated to grow again by the sun and the water and the change of the seasons. So I myself feel like I'm growing. I feel a lot better inside. I feel like I'm melting. I feel like all the ice is melting from my body. I feel like I'm getting warmer and warmer and warmer, healing in warmth right now, bathing in warm sunlight right now. They're saying I'm healing these past life tragedies with the cold, the bitter cold. The bitter cold, so bitter it kills. Soul chooses to explore bitter cold, so cold it kills. But then also, this bear attack thing is quite unusual. Um, they're still working on healing this thing. The warmth is even like angels in each scene that are beaming warm sunlight in order to heal the cold feeling that is in you. It is really a memory. It's like your soul has endured these things and was not able to release properly from the experiences, so they just carry it into the next life, like a broken record. So you might go a couple lifetimes and now it's come back. Your soul just needs to re-experience this to try to heal from it or release it or try to make sense of it. It doesn't go away from the spiritual atmosphere. So if it's not healed by a spiritual healer, it just sort of, it's like a bruise. It keeps getting banged every now and then through living a lifetime. It inspires it to kind of be felt and remembered, and the soul and body interact, and now there's unexplainable fears, and so we just have to do the spiritual healing work in order to release all this. So it's still doing its job. I can't force it to go faster. It's actually quite a nice warm feeling. So I'm okay that it's taking a while. I mean, I don't mind bathing in the sun. It's sort of like being on the beach in the warm sun. I'll just stay here for a while. Just bathe in the sun for a while. It's kind of a nice feeling. They're warming this whole thing. It's like a picnic table. They're showing me what is a ground, and there's a picnic blanket, and we have these different experiences on the same picnic blanket. And we have, what is this meal? There's some apple sliced over here. That's snow, beautiful snow. Bear comes. Then we have this freezing to death in nature. These different scenarios. On the same blanket of what is a bitter cold spiritual experiences. The soul passing on through the experience of bitter cold. Nobody wants to die from freezing to death, but obviously souls do like to experience all things, even freezing to death. So soul actually is like, I want to freeze to death on this lifetime. It's like, why do souls have to do that? You know what I mean? That's the truth, though. Some souls actually stand up and say, I want to freeze to death in this lifetime, and then they get to experience. And now you get these sort of echoes into other lifetimes of the event that took place, and now you have unexplainable fears. So everything's still melting, and it's starting to feel refreshed and renewed. You have to be feeling changed from this. You have to be feeling overwhelmingly changed from this. Overwhelmingly alive and warm. I want you to go experience some ice and tell me what happens after this. I want to see how it affects you. They're saying it'll take a couple days of process through the body. This healing work is being done in spiritual layers of the memories themselves, and therefore then releasing the memories, and then that alters the vibration of the body, the mind, and all that. So it takes a couple days for it to all become balanced. And they say even over the next months, you'll still start feeling like just shockingly changed. And you don't really know how that's possible because it seems so simple. But the fact of the matter is, this is a spiritual gift. You asked to be healed of these two life experiences, so I tell Spirit, this is our goals. What do we need to do to get this done? And then they take me to the images, and then I share what I see, and then share healing. Spirit guides told me to start doing this, so I have to say yes to that. I know what I'm capable of, but I still feel like I have a lot to learn still, but I know this will be massively effective and change your life. It's changing now. I'm going to stay with the energy until it's fully recycled through. It's quite a lot of energy. It's just whole new scenes of prairies and warm sunlight, and the old is sort of it's just done. It's just done and over with. It's in the past now. You don't need to hold on to it. Um, it's like the hills are alive with the sound of music now. Let's go dance and be merry. We're not freezing to death. Be happy. Your soul did not stand up and want that this time around. At least it's, I hope not. We definitely healed these experiences. That is for sure. Oh my gosh. I'm waiting here. There's a lot of warm, just smiling spiritual entities, angels, different ones. This man that was a statue is actually like a man who worked outside a lot, even. He doesn't have, he's not dressed. I'm not understanding what time frame that outfit would come from, but he's sort of, um, I don't know how to describe it. He's just kind of a Caucasian guy with a really nice tan. It just sort of doesn't, it hasn't shaved in a while, but it's not a beard yet. Just light brown hair. And he's just standing there where it would have was snowy, extremely cold. And he's standing there and he's um, got like kind of a cloth shirt. It's not like Hanes cotton. It's different kind of cloth material. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of an off-white color. I can't understand his sort of cloth pants or something, but these ones are shorter. I can't understand it. He's got some logs around off his shoulder. He's sort of carrying them. He was somehow in connection with that spirit statue. He's just got a log on his back. He's just carrying it like on his back, like this. Just gonna go uphill or something. I don't. He just turned into a sparkle and went away, and the log just fell to the ground. Everything is just turning into stars in a beautiful night sky. All these images are. We're retuning them to show you something new to look at. Not the ice, but to look at the beautiful stars. They're kind of like snowflakes, but they're just twinkling stars this time, and not like twinkling icicles or whatever. And so it's really warm here, and we're hearing ocean waves in the beach, and we're still on the beach, and we're nice and dry, and we're breathing air, and something just very warm and loving about all of this. All of this other stuff is in the past. All this like fear of the ice and everything is in the past, and we're just spending time. And just it's like I'm here with somebody that I love very much. Just here and cozy and warm on the beach, and looking up at the stars and hearing the waves, and it's dark and it's beautiful out. Everything just feels really beautiful. And they're sort of shaking a snow globe and showing you that these are the memories in the orb of wisdom. This has been the first time I've seen this. This is like Cryon shaking the orb of wisdom, of your wisdom. And it's showing us this beautiful, these scenes and images, and it's just shaking up as sort of a reflection of these were the scenes, and now this is the healing that's been provided. So this is it. This is what I have for you. I really appreciate you, your open-mindedness to explore this with me. I have experienced this profound healing energy, so I'm really impressed by it. Still hard for me to wrap my head around it all, just because I never thought I would do this type of thing. It's just amazing. It's really good. It's a really good thing to explore. So I'm just going to share this, and feel free to tell me how you're feeling. And so that's it for now. Thank you so much.